Well, hello, Bob Dandry here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. So we're starting off watching our HS3 train make its way across our new rebuild bridge. And yeah, we're going to start off this episode by making some connectivity changes and making sure that our towns that are host to the HS3 stations actually have adequate transport to get to the station for our potential passengers. So let's jump in there and do that to start with. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do is we will go along the whole line and just rebuild or, build new public transport connections. So starting over here at Upper Dayton, obviously we're in the middle of a bit of industrial area. We do have connectivity there and there are a few people who want to use it, but overall all of our residential over here, we don't have any connectivity there whatsoever. Dayton does have a tram network, and I think we might potentially add on to that. We can have a nice sort of bottom to top tram connection from the point of view where we're looking right now. And I think we've got a good opportunity to have some transfer opportunities with our existing lines as well. So let's start off first of all by upgrading our roads where we think we will have our tram connections. So of course we're going to have a tram station out front. And question is where to from there? I actually probably don't want to do this. What we might do is have it sort of loop around here, make its way down this road here. Maybe not that one. We probably want to limit the amount of turns we have here, so what else? We might just have it going through this direction. Once again, there's going to be close to existing stops, but we're not going to have any actual shared stops, which I think is okay. Cool. I think that is a good little connection. I think that will have broader sort of benefits as well to the rest of the town having this up-down connection here. Next, we'll get our stops placed in. So we'll have a stop right out the front there. And just try and space these out. They don't need to be massively close to each other because this is a bit of an outer suburban part of the network. And then once we get in running through the CBD, of course, they'll be closer. There's a good transfer opportunity right here between these two stops. And probably between these ones as well. And yeah, there we go. So let's get the line built. And I think this is number 3 in Dayton, isn't it? It is. What's your problem? Were you just holding up the entire network just on a whim? I think you were. So that's interesting. Thanks for that. This train, but we didn't get any warnings either that it was stuck or there was any mutually blocking happening. So yeah, good job. Anyway, what are our options here? We've got these B56 Cobras. We might just start with maybe 4 of those. We'll get them on the Dayton number 3 line. Happy days. Next, Richmond South. So Richmond is another city that has tram connections. I think it actually potentially has bus and tram. But there is no tram in sort of any part of this bottom part of the city from our point of view here. So I think there's an opportunity, once again, to sort of assist the entire city. Potentially we could even try and get some tram service up around here. Maybe have it go through this tunnel and then make its way maybe along the foreshore where we've got current service running. Or maybe we might try and use this corridor here. Not 100% sure. Well, I guess we'll just see how we go. We might build a different corridor, I think. And this is going to be more of a point-to-point route rather than a loop. We might redraw this road though, because I don't like the fact that you've just got two intersections just sort of next to each other. Thanks for immediately rebuilding that. So I might pause. And then we'll make the connection like so. Then we'll join onto this foreshore route here. Make our way through the tunnel. And we probably want to try and avoid any streets that are backlogged. So we might, of course, we're going to need to get into the area somehow. And that's okay. We might potentially just do a loop here. And just head back out. Or we could use this road here, which appears to be a little bit quieter. I'll do that instead. In terms of where our stops are going to be, we're actually going to use a sort of a bit of a tram terminus here. With electric tram tracks. We can't fit in a 30-meter long one, can we? Oh, we can actually. Yeah, that's probably fine for the moment. And we actually don't need this loop in that case because it'll just sort of handle itself, but that's okay. Once again, our outer suburban areas, our stops are going to be spaced a fair bit. And then once we get into the main part of the city, they'll start to be a little bit closer together. And that should be good. So we'll get this new line created once again. Perfect. Oh, and we're missing some electric tram tracks somewhere. Okay. Where would they be? Right there. That should be it. Lakewood, of course, we're sharing our station with our conventional type trains, but I think there's still the opportunity to do some work here. Lakewood is not serviced well with public transport at all, so we might do potentially a little bit of expansion of the network here. We might also tidy up some of the road network just so we can maximize the usage we've got. And we probably will put an entrance on this side as well. We'll just increase the coverage we've got. Considering this is all residential, I think it makes sense to do that. And because we removed this level crossing and placed one here, we do only have one sort of crossing of the rail line, which of course we know is an issue. We want to try and avoid that if we can. And I think maybe we might be able to tunnel under this section here. I'm not 100% sure if it'll work, but I'm going to give it a red hot go. I'm going to give it a red hot go and see how it is. I mean, it looks like it's pretty close to tunneling, but not quite. So I've got this here. That is, I think, quite low. It's not just going to connect straight back up. Oh, God, I didn't mean to do that. So I'm not sure if there's a better way we can build that. So as you can see, it's really low. So I don't know if we can maybe make this bridge a little bit earlier. It's generally our solution, isn't it? So let's just see if we can do it. And we were able to do that. That is good. Should be enough room there. Should be clearance for a road. Hopefully. Potentially go down one. No. Collision. Oh, that's collision with the water. So we can fix that. In fact, nice. Okay, that's doable. I don't know if we can connect up here. Probably not. A little bit too much slope. That is okay. That's okay. Not terrible. And we can actually connect direct there, which is good. So we've got a second connection under the rail line, which is good. There's probably would be better with a third, but I just don't think we're going to get one in anywhere, unfortunately. This looks like a predicament. I'll tell you what, we might need to expand this a little bit. Generally, the sort of default sized platforms are not big enough for semi-trailers. So we do have a few of these sort of older connections we set up back in the day where we were only running a little carts and things that just don't work with our sort of modern sort of stock we use. So we need to keep that in mind. I think that should be fine. That should fix that though. We've had to remove a few buildings and of course a connection, but I think it'll be all right. But yeah, our bus network is pretty terrible. We do have 2 buses running, but I think we can do a lot better than what we're sort of doing right now. Definitely we can repurpose. I think we can probably just repurpose both of these and not add any additional routes on. But we just need to, you know, see. And we also need to add new stops as well, which I completely forgot about, of course. I think we might actually add a third route on. Yeah. So I think our third route will service this side of the town and then we'll maybe come across, rather than using this as the terminus, it'll run down this main road and probably terminate sort of up here. And that does give passengers an opportunity to transfer at this stop as well. And Lakewood number 2, we will extend up into this upper right corner of the map. Coolio, and we'll just get a new fleet of vehicles for line number 3 as well. Beautiful. At New York, I think I'm just going to add a single simple line. It's going to run from our high-speed station. It will run past our existing station and then just to the north and then return. At Cedar Rapids, I think we will do a similar thing to what we did in New York. We will sort of use it both for connecting our high-speed line to the city and also just to increase the general connectivity within the town. But I think there's a little bit of work we need to do first of all. This is another one of these towns where our connectivity is severely hampered by the railway line. So we are probably going to want to remove this connection and place a better one somewhere. I don't know exactly where that's going to be at the moment. Definitely I can see having a nice connection here, but we probably want one closer into the city as well. But we can definitely start off here by getting this connection in. That'd be a bit of a thrill for you if you're in a car, wouldn't it? Being able to be side by side with the high speed line, I guess. I don't know, would it be? Probably. It's not really all that high speed at that point though, so there's that. But yeah, we can connect into the city itself on either side. Perfect. So we've got one new connectivity point, and we're probably going to need to remove some buildings for our second one, I'm thinking. Potentially we might make a connection here and have it go over the top of these two roads. I think we might do that. We're going to lose some buildings, unfortunately. Quite a significant number, if I'm honest. But I think this is an important connection to be making. So I'm going to allow it. We got too much slope though. Ooh, that is a little bit too much slope. Might see if we can go down. Not that far down though. Oh, no. Don't do that. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, cool. Good on that side. And I think we should, I was going to say, I think we should be able to connect pretty much straight up there, but no, we can't. We're just going to do the same thing. Okay, bit ugly, but it's functional, right? That's what I'm taking from it anyway. It's a functional bridge. It will assist with the traffic issues we're having in this city. And we probably want to try and get one more. And the additional one might just be this sort of highway, just making that grade separated. As always, I'm doing my best to prevent us from cutting across the overheads, which is why it's a bit of a silly place for a connection, but probably not really. It's probably also a good opportunity to get people slowing down before they actually enter the city itself. So probably not all that ridiculous in actual fact. Especially since we're going to have a road teeing off here as well. So you want to make sure people are slowing down and preparing to stop. Or, yeah. Cool. So I think that's a good little revitalization there. We've got 3 grade separated crossings of our train line. That is good. And now let's get our bus system in, or our bus station in. And I think we've only got one right now at Cedar Rapids, right? Yeah, cool. Alrighty, and hopefully that will allow some interconnectivity there as well. Fingers crossed. I feel like I'm saying fingers crossed a lot this episode, to be honest. And probably to be honest as well, so do apologise if that's the case. I will try and stop saying it. I think Charleston's okay at the moment. Las Vegas is okay. We could probably add a little bit more bus services in, but I think it's fine right now. LA, we do have some issues. We've got this vast residential area that's popped up on the other side of the station that is completely unserviced. We've got a token amount of it is covered by the station itself. Oh wow, HS3 is quite popular. I wasn't expecting that many people to be waiting here. But yeah, we need to get some service for these people. We do have trams in LA, so that's fine. We will use those. But this is once again another place where we need to make some grade separated connections. This one isn't busy, so we can probably leave this here, but we definitely do need to duplicate it. We do have this one over here as well. That's quite a busy freight connection though, which is my concern if we saturate it with passenger use. So it might be possibly, oh, in fact, we could even just link it around here as well. That isn't a busy connection either, so I'm okay with that. Do we need another connection? We probably do. I'm just not sure where we would make it. We could maybe do another sort of, have it, you know, run over the top of an existing road here through to maybe here or so. And that could work. Let's see how we look with that. We've got bridge pillar connection. We've got a bridge pillar collision. That's probably okay. We can probably position it in such a way that we don't have that. Like here is good. And then we can probably like go around there, which is interesting because we actually need to make our way up. We might need to connect up in a different place than when I originally thought we would. Still got too much slope there, which is interesting. That's okay. It's a bit of a weird connection. It sort of goes up and then goes back down, but it's manageable. And here, oh, that's just a straight connection. That one's okay. It's pretty high. I wonder if we can maybe make it a bit better. We sort of drag it out a bit more. No. No. Should have left it how it was. That's a little bit better, actually. Cool. So we've got a couple of connections. We do have this happening. But it's not through the road itself, so I'm okay with it. And as to our new lines we're potentially going to build, I'm thinking we might use this connection we've built as a, sort of the backbone of this new line. And this will be, I think, LA number 2? No, it'll be LA number 3, my mistake. And we do actually need to make a connection between our depot and this line as well. So we don't have one right now, so, you know, no one can actually get onto the line. So this is good. I think this will be a nice alternate connection. It does allow you to access LA Central from probably this stop here. Yeah, just that one there. It's a little bit of a walk, but I think it's not terrible. And no one is complaining. That's good to see. And hopefully we'll start to see some use in really all of these lines we've just built over the, you know, last period of time. And it's time to do a bit of fleet modernization. So we've got a few things I want to look at in this sort of chunk of the episode. First of all, I want to look at the Chandler branch, which is running on a GF6C fleet, which obviously we know is a bit of a well, not a fictitious vehicle, but it did not run with Amtrak. But we do have the HS3, which we do have the opportunity to upgrade these trains to, and I think we're going to go ahead and do that. I've got a few different options, but we're just going to go with the standard Amtrak livery. In terms of our carriages, probably just going to stick with the Am fleet, how we've been, you know, going recently. And I think that's as long as we can go. Yeah, we can't take one more on there. So we'll replace these 4 with some shiny new ACS64s, which hopefully will be a better experience for our customers. I believe these are a little bit faster as well. Of course, speed is not the primary option we're looking at here because this is more of a sort of regional service rather than an express service. But of course, it's always good to, you know, have a bit of speed regardless. And looking at our Cross River Main Line, we do still have a few SDP40Fs running. So we will look to replace those 3 with some new chargers we've recently unlocked as well. We might see if we can double head these, and if that gives us a better experience. I was going to double head them, but I don't know if we'll require it. Let's have a look and see what our capacity is looking like. How long is this currently? It's 230 meters long with a capacity of 480, so it's going to be the same. So yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. We might leave it as is and get those running. I'm actually looking at our Cross River main line at a few different stations, and I'm actually thinking we might add on an additional, probably just the 1 train right now. In fact, I'm actually going to add on 2 because we have lots and lots of people that are wanting to use this train that aren't able to get on. So yeah, we'll actually add on an additional 2 charger hauled sets, and that should hopefully reduce the amount of people that are sitting here waiting. Did I say 2? I might actually just go 3, to be honest. And I think that should be okay. And it is time to continue the building of our motorway network and all the funness that that brings. So today we will be increasing the length of this, what is becoming a bit of an orbital motorway. It will be extending from LA through to Las Vegas and then on to Chesapeake. We will not be going via Charleston. It's a bit out of the way. But while we're here, we might upgrade the connection between Chesapeake and Charleston as well, so it's not this old winding dirt road as well. And I think that should be fairly simple. I don't think we really have much in terms of grades to deal with. And of course, this is a much less congested part of the map as well, so I don't think we'll need to be, working around cities and industries. The only one we've got to really avoid is this steel mill here, and I think we might probably go on the bottom of it from this point of view here. So let's see if we can do this. I'm going to be laying this, and don't even need to talk about that, that's fine. Alright, that's a pretty decent connection. I'm reasonably happy with that one. And from there we can make our way over the second river. Probably need to go up for this one. We could just stay level, potentially even. We might go up a little bit to, yeah, here or so. And we'll make our way back down. Yeah, I think that's a decent connection there. And probably make our way between Las Vegas and this sawmill. And we'll probably make our way through here. And we'll have our stub just in the back here. I think good to go for the next section of this motorway when we build it. So let's give the parallel road tool a go again. I've not done well with this tool, so I'm hoping that we can do it properly now. So we'll go here and then end here. And we will go five meters to the left. Path reversal. Copy. Follow profile. Click for details. What's the error? An interruption prevented. The end marker from being reached. Okay. Why? Yeah, don't know. maximum number of segments have been reached now. Okay. What about now? Oh, yes. Okay. Cool, cool. There we go. We've got a nice little thing there. Is it heading in the right direction? It is this time. Fantastic. Excellent. I'm happy with that. We've actually successfully used it this time. I'll just finish off this connection here. Lovely. So we just need to build our interchanges. I think just one at each city is okay. Don't think we need anything more than that. And I think this road here makes sense to be our sort of interchange road. Because it's a natural connection we need to make anyway to hook up our sawmill again. Alright, our first interchange is a bit of a weird one, but it is an interchange. It's usable, so I don't see no problem with it, to be honest. I might just upgrade these roads to a sort of regular city road rather than being the smallest one available. That just gives us a bit more, hopefully, connectivity into the city there. All right, and I think what we're going to do, we'll build a bit of a link road going towards Charleston here. Probably go through this mountain thing, hill, whatever. And we can have a connection as well with... In fact, we could probably even have a go over the top here and then loop around and then through that way. And that'll allow a connection through Chesapeake as well. I'm just going to quickly pause while we break this. Yeah, we'll connect up here, but I think once we get to the bit where our Chesapeake Road connects up, we'll drop down to just a regular 2-lane road. And we just need to work out where we're going to connect in Chesapeake, and we can probably just connect straight up here, right? Maybe get rid of these cross connections though, just make it a little bit neater. And yeah, from there we just need to build on through to our sawmill and then just our rams. All right, so the next edition of our motorway project is complete, and hopefully we should see some nice usage of this. There's not really any congestion on this corridor to reduce because there was no connection on the corridor at all. But maybe that might reduce some pressure on other parts of the network. If people are driving around sort of the world to get from Chesapeake to LA, for example, they'll have a direct route that they can use instead. So far, though, it doesn't look like anyone, literally anyone, is using this connection at all. So hopefully they will start to use it, because otherwise this would have been a colossal waste of money, wouldn't it? Oh, hang on, we've got someone using it. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're happy with this connection, and you too. Thank you. You have helped immensely, so appreciate your support. And it looks like we're starting to see a few people turn up at our HS3 stations. Not a massive amount, still rookie numbers, as you might say, though. Ooh, that's actually a lot. And Dayton to Roseville passenger line is very, very congested. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's to do with the fact we've got some massive hold-ups happening here because something on the network broke. I've actually fixed that off screen. It doesn't look like there is. I'm not seeing anything stopping the Dayton to Roseville trains running. I lie. literally they're backed up all the way through to Richmond and beyond. So we might just leave that for the moment and see if it resolves itself. But yeah, we've got starting to pull some numbers in. Not massive amounts once again, but decent. Not bad at all. And for our ride along today, we're going to pick up where we left off last week with the HS3 line. We're going to jump on at Lakewood and go through on a slightly shorter journey through to Dayton to finish up. Hope you enjoy. And here we are arriving at Dayton at the end of the line. So wow, my system is really starting to struggle with this save. And I mean, I've probably pushed the game far beyond where it is really meant to be pushed. It is not well optimized, as we know. Hopefully, if there is a Transport Fever 3 one day, they really focus on trying to optimize, especially these big, busy sort of scenes like we've got set here. But regardless, hope you enjoyed this ride along, and indeed I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to all my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. Big shout out to my Founders Club patrons Caleb and Isaiah. Thank you so much to the two of you for helping to make this content possible. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.